Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Modded Railroader. Angry Ragtimer here. Happy Memorial Day to those of you in the U.S. who are marking this day. Today, we are back in Modded Railroader. We're back on our Bryson Lumber Company save. And right now, we need to get Sylva set up and organized here. We'll see what else we can get up to. But we have a train of stuff that needs to go back up to the interchange. And then we have a bunch of cars that need to get sorted down here. We have our big road engine from last time that's just kind of waiting, the Jarl. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of get this going here. Most likely just me tonight, but that means that we get to talk, we get to hang out, and we'll see what happens. So, good to have a lot of the regulars here with us on this Monday. Celestial Caboose, hello. CSXP408X, hello. JDC Trainman, hello. Sir Smuck saying, well, this is unexpected, but yay, Railroader stream. Yes. I've been very busy this last week, and it is good to be back. I got back earlier today from a 6-mile hike along the Western Maryland Railway rail trail down in Western Maryland, so my legs are on fire, but I got to walk an old rail grade and got some good photos of that, so that was fun. So, hooray, hooray, hooray. How's everyone doing tonight? As I said, my legs are on fire, but we're good. We're alive. We're good. Odd Radneck, yo, yo, yo. What up? And CSX saying Happy Memorial Day. Well, Happy Memorial Day. Again, remember those who gave their lives and to help protect what we have going on here in the U.S. Alrighty. So, as I said, today, probably just me. We'll see if some of the others show up. But we're going to get this all taken care of here. Couple of other cool things we could talk about. Obviously, there's been a lot of videos coming out on the channel. We also have a few things that have been going on outside of those. Had a day on the train on Friday as a brakeman. That was a lot of fun. So that was good to get back in the swing of that. Let's get these cars delivered real quick. Alrighty. Yes, most likely just me. We'll see if Gary and or General pop on at some point. So, you know, you're stuck with me, unfortunately. But as I said, we could talk about what's been going on. Solaris saying, so Anchor, you've been wet or dry this weekend? It just stopped raining this morning. So it started raining Friday afternoon around 2 o'clock, 1:30, somewhere in that range. And for the past 2 days, 2.5 days, we got a like 2 inches, almost maybe 2.5 inches of rain, which we didn't necessarily need, but we definitely got it, whether we wanted to or not. As part of that, that did mean that I got absolutely soaked to the bone while being a brakeman at the Broad Top. So my one day a month I'm on the train was not the most crazy. Okay, let's see what I got to work with here. So I have paperboard, cars I get back. Okay. So I think we're just going to have to choose an end of the train and start working it here. And you can see that we also have our new piggyback terminal cars, so those need to be played in to that as well. But yeah, I got completely drenched being a brakeman, and I got covered in soot, and all the gunk that had been building on the top of the passenger cars got washed off directly onto me, so that was fun. I definitely need to go get my suit dry cleaned, so that is unfortunate, or fortunate, depending on how you look at it. We're going to move these piggyback cars first, just to give us a little bit of room to wiggle here. Yeah, don't worry about piggyback services steam locomotives. It's fine. It's what you expect, right? It is unfortunate that I put my caboose in the middle of that track, though. So we'll see how that plays out. Because some of this stuff I'm gonna have to move by just kind of going back and forth for a while. It'll work out. We'll make it work. And yes, those are the switches that'll work. Cool. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't put in my brakes. That is unfortunate, sir. There we go. So yeah, it's been raining. I've been able to work on the Garden Railroad. Because of all the rain, I probably have a day's worth of work in order to get the conduit finished up with all my wiring. So hopefully that gets done here. I'm hoping tomorrow, but we'll see how my energy and all that goes. Because I said, I am very tired from doing this 6 mile hike that I kind of did spur of the moment with Lord Fuzzy. So that was good. I did finally get some updates regarding my coal-fired steam engine. So for those of you who have not been following the saga of Ragtimer's more or less broken steam locomotive, let me get you caught up here. So you might have seen on today's video on the channel the coal-fired steam locomotive from AccuCraft. And that is a C18 from the Rio Grande, number 315. Well, I think I got a lemon of a locomotive. Because I've had pretty much nothing but problems with it. And originally it was just, oh, okay. I'm not having good luck with steaming it. Okay. Maybe it just needs to be broken in a little bit. Then the whistle broke. Not that there was a functioning whistle, but a decorative whistle. That was a problem. Then we had problem where a felt washer broke on the back head and started spewing steam and water at me. We had the screws for the decorations on the cylinder cocks being too long, which prevented the cylinder cocks from operating. I had problems with the firebox door screws coming off, so I had to take the whole back head apart in order to get that to work. And then I put that all back together, and earlier this week, my fireman's side cylinder, a.k.a., to give you point of reference, that thing started wobbling back and forth, like aggressively wobbling. So finally, I had enough, because I could understand, like, live steam locomotive, sometimes the engines are designed to kind of break themselves apart. It kind of is what it is. But for a new locomotive that was brand new, there shouldn't be this many issues right out the gate. So, yeah, literally, the fireman's side cylinder was rocking back and forth, that every time the piston moved, there was at least like a centimeter of movement on that thing, which is not good. It's very sloppy and very bad. So I put a post out on Facebook because I didn't want to call out AccuCraft directly, but I kind of wanted to, because I've tried reaching out to them for help, and sometimes they've been either very slow to respond or not responsive at all. So all I did is I put out a post in the Gauge 1 modeling group saying, hey guys, anyone else having problems with their live steam coal-fired C18s from AccuCraft? Because this is all the problems I've been having, and their customer service has been great, and I'm really starting to wonder if I got a lemon or if this is indicative of what everyone's getting. And basically, the comment section started to immediately dogpile on AccuCraft, basically being like, yeah, it took me 4 locomotives from them with my C25 to get it to work properly. And then, yeah, their quality control's been going downhill. And it more or less did what I wanted them to do, which forced AccuCraft to make a response from the owner. So the owner responded saying, oh my gosh, we are so sorry. This is not indicative of what we do. You definitely got a lemon. We are so sorry. We will gladly send you another one. We will be in touch to get this sorted for you. So I screenshotted that just to make sure, because I had also the night before sent them basically the I am a pissed off customer and we need to get a solution email. So I didn't hear anything over the weekend. However, this afternoon, while I was having lunch with Lord Fuzzy, the rep from AccuCraft called and said, hey, normally we don't respond to things on a holiday, but we saw your email and wanted to respond immediately. We saw the email. We are so sorry. Again, this is not indicative of what we do. I talked with Bing, and we are going to send you a brand new locomotive, most likely tomorrow, if not Wednesday. If we need to make a new one for you from the factory, we will get one from the factory and try to ship it to you in a week. And we will send you a return label for your bad one, so that way you can send that one back. So I said, perfect, that's all I wanted. Keep me posted on when you send it. Absolutely, thank you. So there's been progress. I'm going to get a different coal-fired C-18. So hopefully my lemon of a locomotive becomes less of a problem. Right, Sam?
I can just imagine you with the Karen haircut, rapping your fist angrily on your desk while typing, demanding that your locomotive be repaired or replaced immediately, or you want to speak to the management. And what do you know? You actually spoke to the management.
I did. And again, like, I hate to be that guy who goes kind of Karen on them, but it's almost a $5,000 steam locomotive. And it's brand new. I would fully understand if I bought a used engine from someone and there's a few problems with it. But, you know, for that kind of money, I need to be a little aggressive. And my email basically got to the point of, you have three options. Option one, you send me a new engine, and I will send back the old one with a return label that you pay for. Option two is you will pay for the repair with the person I choose to fix the engine, and you will send a check or pay that person directly for the work. Or option three, you're going to send me a butane engine instead of coal-fired, refund me the difference, and pay for the shipping back and forth. So, thankfully, it's option one, because I still want a coal engine, but I know that they only made so many of them, so I'm realizing, like, there's one of three ways this is going to go. It's not going to be the, oh, I'm so sorry, your engine just needs to be broken in. Like, that would not have gone very well for them.
No, I think that might have called for a YouTube video and video proof and a lot of other things. And Angry, I've known you for a while now. We're pretty good friends. If I were you, I would make sure that I document with a video camera what that engine is like coming out of the box, and document that, because I'm kind of like you in that I understand it's a small niche within a niche within another niche manufacturer of a hobby product. However, you spent about the down payment on a decent car to buy one. If it were me, I'd be on my way to wherever the factory is, and I'd be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time they open, and I'd be like, hey, fix it, or give me another one. Because, I appreciate you not wanting to make a scene out of it, and I appreciate you not just going in there and being like, this locomotive is crap, I can't believe it, but, that. But I don't think I would have been that calm about it. I would have been a lot more vocal is the word.
Let's put it like this. The email to them was very blunt and direct. the Facebook message was this is the soft way, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of pull the crowd here because they've been helpful to me of just giving some guidance and some basics. And sure enough, the stratagem worked. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Man.
and the thing is, they actually responded. They said, look, we've sold 30 of these things, and yours is the only one we've heard of having these problems. We've had a few people call about the whistles being broken,
Oh, that's...
but we've not heard of any other owners having this kind of problem with the engine. So it sounds like you got the lemon of the bunch. So
Sounds like it, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have a couple of live steam engines, right? Me and you've talked about this.
yeah,
And I didn't ruin mine or anything, but like I got it and I didn't know what I was doing, and I made some errors, and we got it fixed. But for me, I have always really liked Aster, right?
yeah,
As a manufacturer. Now I understand that a lot of what luck I've had with them has been because the person that actually built my locomotive knew what the hell they were doing. It's a whole nother can of worms to get a locomotive from a manufacturer that delivers ready-to-run products, which I know not all Aster ones are, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah.
That it's brand new and the cylinders are falling off, which I'm going to be real. I'm not that I want you to run it further and damage it, but I'm kind of curious to see how that actually works.
I have a video of it, so I will send that to you.
Oh, please do, because my mechanical engineering brain is sitting here going, yes, my autism needs to be satisfied by watching a locomotive potentially self-detonate.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Asking ye shall receive. I will send that to you after I'm done here on this.
Yeah, please do. Please
Because
do.
basically, it worked out that it took me 3 hours to replace the firebox door screw on that damn engine.
Is it just was it hard to get out?
It
or
was very
what's
hard
the-
to get to. That's the problem. So, for those wondering, what kind of spurred all of this was the fact that the engine itself has a firebox door that is just a flap down of a piece of metal, and two screws holding it. Like M2 by 4mm, which is very well in the pocket and they're very tight. But somehow in the first, I want to say 2 to 3 times of running, the engineer side screw just completely effed off to space. I do not know where it went, how it went, why it went.
Sounds like somebody didn't tighten that up before they put it in the box.
Yeah. So, needless to say, that meant that I wanted to get a new thing in there because literally the draft on these locomotives works better if the firebox door is closed and has a good seal on it. So,
I'd buy that, yeah.
So in order for me to get to that screw, I have an Allen key with the same type of screw, the same size, all that stuff, to replace it.
Okay.
However, the way they built that locomotive, the bottom of the frame and the cab floor are at the exact same height, a very small distance away from that screw point. And the Allen key I had, I could not get a good enough angle on it for the screw to engage and start rotating. Couldn't go through a door, couldn't go through a window. It was just like, nope. In order for you to do this properly, you're going to take the whole cab off, which the cab itself is 4 screws. However, in order to go further, you need to get the cab floor off on the engineer side, which means completely disengaging the linkage from the reverser to the actual linkage that goes to the valve gear, which is only 2 screws, but it's still like, okay, I have to take that apart. And then had to do the same thing to the fireman's side just to loosen it so I could get to the frame, because underneath is the frame extender, And that's the point that's actually blocking it. So finally got to the frame extender, took that apart, and then I could finally get to that screw. And sure enough, the moment I got there, the Allen key went in, and like 10 seconds later, that screw is nice and tight. Firebox door works perfectly.
My head hurts from hearing all that.
To then only have to put all of that back together, which was another almost hour of work.
You know what? You know what, Angry? You know what? Hold on. Okay, let's see. That's a 280, isn't it?
It is a 280. Denver and Rio Grande Western C18 280 number 315.
Okay, and just for the record for the audience, what you've bought is an advertised, ready-to-run locomotive product that requires no assembly other than routine breaking in, which is just running the engine in, not, thrashing it and letting it okay. All right. And you spent how much on it? Just
ballpark about $4,500.
See, I could buy an LGB Colorado and Southern Mogul right now for $350. Which I know that's not the same thing, but I'm saying that because I also enjoy G-Scale stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And I understand LGB's not the most accurate, right? It's all made in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s and blah, blah, blah. But my point is, for motive power to make a train go around a garden railroad, I understand it's live steam. I understand there's more engineering. Hush. That's more than a $4,500 price jump for two ready-to-run products. And I get it. Again, one of them's live steam. But still, my point still stands. The fact that they can't get that right is... They put that engine together on a Friday. That was the last thing, and then they were out the door. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. I can't even imagine how, I don't know how you kept your cool, man. I really don't. I would have been making some phone calls.
Let's put it like this, and this is the only reason I kept my cool for as long as I did, because I did not want to make a scene. I've had people in my life who I've seen get very aggressive and very angry, and it was to the point that it made an impression on me as a child.
Right.
I never want to be at that point where I am face red, shaking, saying words that are no longer considered okay in our culture. That basically was like, okay, this is happening. I'm going to keep my cool as long as I can. But finally, it was like, enough is enough. This is I'm going to start off kind of polite first, but also direct of, you need to fix this, and then escalate from there. So
you know what I'm noticing from this video as well?
I just sent Sam the video, folks, by the way, so he can see what's going on.
So I'm watching this, and you started at about the 5-6 second mark. Yeah, right, 5.5 seconds. When the gear gets to the end of its travel and starts its rotation back up toward the top of the rotation of the wheel, it's leaking. I don't know if that's out of the cylinder cocks or what, and it very well might be, but it's leaking on top of that. And you can, folks, I know you can't see it, but I mean, this is literally, it's not like the cover of the cylinder is moving. It's the whole cylinder that's moving. How did that thing even... I mean, I guess I'd have to see how the all the piping is on the inside, but I don't even know how that even worked. Because to me, I thought it would be leaking. It wouldn't be able to. I mean, you'd just be blowing steam out that side every time.
Yeah, it was kind of impressive, actually.
I mean,
in the worst way.
For it being a piece of junk, it's certainly held together like a Honda. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
That's pretty engine, though. It's pretty engine.
Yeah. So,
but you know they'll put that thing, they'll fix it and then sell it to somebody else.
At that point, that is not my problem, because if they if they overhaul it and then they sell it at a discount of repaired locomotive, then that's on the next person to deal with.
That's right. I shouldn't have gone on eBay. I need to get off eBay.
Now, the sad thing is, in the middle of all of this, I had a dream that was probably brought on by the alcohol that I had the night that I sent that message.
Yeah,
But,
that'll do it.
The dream, more or less, was along the lines of I was in downtown Baltimore in one of those old like brick buildings kind of right on the water with the big glass windows in the front. And for whatever reason, that was a live steam repair store and shop. And I went in, and the owners are like, "Oh, yeah, we'll get you all fixed up. We're sorry to hear about your problems. Let's go ahead and get your engine taken care of." So they put it on the workbench. They start tinkering. And meanwhile, they're like, "Well, since you have a bad locomotive, let's give you a loaner." Kind of like how, like, if you go to take your car to a shop, they give you a loaner car. Yeah.
I need you. You guys have to give me it's a K28 and it says courtesy of across the back of the tender.
Yeah. But long story short, basically they gave me a loaner AccuCraft 13-ton Shay, one of those small 2-cylinder Shays that they got now.
Oh yeah.
With the green boiler and everything, and all I remember is like picking it up being like, "Ooh, cool." And then they follow it up by saying, "Oh, by the way, since you're here running the 7.5-inch gauge outside, you want to play?" I was like, "Yeah." And then more or less, I was on like a giant figure 8 of a layout, just kind of going back and forth like, "Wee!" like the entire time. And then I woke up from that dream because I had to take a leak, and then went back to sleep, and then had a dream that was completely unrelated to that. And I really wonder if the rest of that dream was just me going back and forth on a 7.5-inch gauge engine, just going "wee" the entire time.
Have a dream that one day my ready-to-run models will work and
Out
will
of the box.
work out of the box.
Yes.
That one day me and the management of AccuCraft will be able to sit down together and not kill each other.
Yes.
Shit angry. God, buddy. You're a mess.
Yeah, I am.
I'll tell you one thing though. I'm about to get in trouble. I'm on live Steam eBay and I don't need to be here.
Yes, live Steam eBay is a well, the good news is there's not a lot of new stuff on there. Like, meaning the stuff that's been up there has been up there a while, and no one has posted anything uniquely like, "Oh, I have to have this," you know. We're not at that point.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
Bachman doesn't do it anymore, I don't think. All right, but do you remember Bachman's warranty policy?
I do not. But please enlighten us so that way the peoples can find out.
Yeah. So Bachman, and I don't know that they still do or they don't, but you know, if you're in a position to take advantage of this, I'm not going to tell you what the morals are. I'm just going to tell you I was 14 and had bright ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bachman used to have a warranty policy. I'm going to say used to because I'm assuming they don't because too many people figured it out. But you could take any Bachman locomotive that had not been modified. Any one. Doesn't matter what it is. And you could send it to them, and depending on the size, it was like 25, 50, 75, whatever the case. And they would fix it. All right? They'd fix it. Doesn't matter what was wrong with it. Knuckle to knuckle worn.
Odd Redneck, yes, you could put a label on the back of the Shay. I don't like where this is going, although I like where this is going. But anyways, continue, Sam.
So you could put these you could get the whole thing with their warranty was that if they couldn't fix it and they didn't make parts for it, they would replace it. All right? They would replace it with whatever was close enough that they had laying around in the warehouse. Okay? That makes sense? So, in theory, you could go to a train show and buy a really cheap as nothing old Bachmann GS4, run it until it breaks, send it in, and get a brand new one with DCC on it.
Oh.
Now, I'm not, that's fair because, hey, it's a Bachmann product. That's what their warranty says. Think of the moral obligations as you will. I'll tell you what I did. I went out and I was a member of a club that had a bunch of different layouts. And they'd go to everybody else's layouts and they'd have a great time and have fun. Wonderful thing. The old man that ran the G scale department and I were very good friends. Taught me a lot about a lot of things. Great guy. Fantastic. But he had one of those older Bachmann 2-truck G scale shays.
Uh-huh.
All right. And it broke. And he was like, man, it's going to cost me like a lot of money to put these steel metal gears in this thing. And then I got to find a shop to do it. And Bachmann won't do it. And I'm like, how much do you want for that thing? How much do you want for it right now? He's like, it doesn't run, Sam. It doesn't run. I'm like, I know that. How much do you want for it? He's like, give me $100. I'm like, sold. Took the thing home, put it back in a box, mailed the box to Bachmann, mailed him a check for $75, got a brand new 3-truck shay out of it. Because they said, we don't make parts for it anymore. Would you like a replacement? I said, yes, I would. They said, well, we don't make the 2 trucks anymore. Would you like a 3-truck? Yes, I would. And now it's sitting over there on my shelf.
Hooray!
Or one of them is. It's over there. And I still have my broken 2-truck. I bought another one and was going to do the same thing, but then I went, why do I need 2 3-truck shays? I'm going to keep the 2-truck and hope that someday somebody fixes it, but no one's ever going to fix it. And it's just in a box. Like all my Aristocrat stuff that I can't get parts for.
Yeah, on that one, you're going to have to make your own. Well, here's the thing. Like, 3D printing now is getting, at least good enough that if it's detail parts, it's easy to replace. If it's functional parts, you can probably find something close enough to either use as a part source or just find a way to make it work.
Yeah. See, I've got one of them 2882 Malays, one of them big USRA honkin' chonkers, right? And we tried it and it ran kind of rough, and I had to move. I was part of a club, and I had a guy lined up to just completely go in there, tear the thing down, overhaul it, stick sound, do the hokey pokey, and turn the engine around. And I had to move, and I just never got it done. And I'm really mad about it because I'm like, that would have been really nice to run once, but no. Oh. Angry, save me from eBay. I'm about to make very poor financial decisions.
Can you send me a screenshot of what you're looking at so I can judge you horribly and either help or hurt your current situation?
Well, it matches the other engine that I have. So I will now send it to Angry's direct messages.
Perfect.
Here it is.
Just really quickly to check in on some of the chats that have been coming in while we tell stories. Let's see. Odd Redneck saying you need an iFixit kit. I have been very lucky that both for my birthday and just because of the current situation, I've been able to get most of what I need to fix live steam engines. Like everything to put on O-rings and, do the adjustments. I do need a set of better Allen keys at angles. Oh. That's a cutie.
I love them.
And it comes with a coach. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Although I know that it's alcohol fired, and I know what that means, and that means a whole lot of. Wait, what in the hell? Hold on a minute, Angry. We might be in real trouble here.
Okay. So
stand by.
Yeah, I will stand by. Real quick, also Laird McGale over on Prime is resubscribed, saying, "Hope everyone is having a happy holiday." Well, thank you. And as I said, today is not about trains. It's not about whatever. It's about remembering those who went before us to make the sacrifices to allow us to be where we're at now. So if you haven't already taken a moment or two to reflect on that and say thank you to those who have, make sure to do so. Let me see what else. Odd Redneck saying, Shay, yes, can you label the back of the Shay? Odd Redneck, at the risk of sounding like a needy little bitch, I'm going to post the engine that is under consideration. Well, it's not even under consideration. I've been very focused lately on paying down and off my credit cards, and I am very much within striking distance of doing that. Which is something that not only is a sign of, yes, I need to be an adult and actually behave myself, but is a, man, I'm glad I'm getting to this point for many reasons.
Oh, yeah.
But I just posted in there in case Odd Redneck wants to take a look. That Shay is cute. If I had, as the young kids say it, fuck you money, I might have already bought one. But I also know that there are other products coming out from AccuCraft that, assuming this all goes well, I will continue to be a loyal customer. But there are other locomotives that strike my fancy even more than that Shay. That said, I have seen that Shay in action at Steam Over Spencer. It's a cutie. It runs well. It's a good little locomotive. And a little butane-fired Shay that could haul a couple of log cars. General's been giving me so much shit about you need a log train. So, one day. So, there's that. And Solara saying, well, Bachman, Lifelike, and Tyco is very interesting equipment. I've never really, interacted with any Tyco equipment. I've heard various things about Tyco, but obviously they're defunct now. MR Flanagan's here. Hi, Flanagan.
Hi, Flanagan. Sorry.
Yeah.
I heard that name. Had to say hi.
Yes.
We love that. We love Flanagan.
Yes, and Laird McGale, absolutely. Please gather with your veteran friends and have a drink, have a meal, celebrate. Do what you need to do there, buddy. So thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Grunge fan reminded me, never wee in your sleep angry. It's a dangerous game. That's why I woke up. So, with that in mind, Sam, what else did you find that is... I
have gone down the rabbit hole and remembered why I don't need to look at Aster live Steam, because I'm fascinated by Japanese Steam, and
so you are not the only one.
Being made.
As I mentioned earlier, I went hiking today for 6 miles along the old Western Maryland Railway line in Western Maryland. And my buddy, Lord Fuzzy, who you've played games with and we've heard the name of on the channel.
Oh, yeah.
He is very much personally invested into what I'm doing with my layout. He's helped me with putting the turntable ring in. And wants this thing to be really cool, and he's planning to come up next month to actually see the trains run for the first time, and also come up for our booze cruise at the Broad Top. But he keeps saying, I think I would like to get a locomotive to run on your layout. And, I'm like, okay, well, the first one he wanted to get was a 7/8 scale coal-fired 40 from AccuCraft, which I was like, damn, son, you optimistic on that one. Based on my coal firing, that might not be the best fit, and also that locomotive needs wider curves than what I got to offer. So good on you, but no. So I've been trying to show him hey, these are the different manufacturers. Here's the stuff that if you wanted to consider it, here's what I would recommend as you're buying a live steam locomotive for the sake of having a live steam locomotive, but you're not running it very often. So showing him the Ruby, the little 040, or the Mabel, which is a 262T. And I even showed him the Shade. I'm like, look, as far as basic locomotives, this is kind of your bottom of the barrel. They're still expensive, but you can get one for cheaper, and then you start moving into what I would consider, for lack of a better term, big boy territory of now you have a serious live steam engine. And, just kind of showing him the differences of Boandi and Ragnar and Roundhouse and some of the other manufacturers. To which he then goes on, we both go on the train department's website, and he sees the Japanese 3-truck Shay they have from Aster. And he's like, well, I like Japanese culture. Maybe I'll get that one. And I'm like, that's alcohol-fired. You are, once again, very optimistic, but I will support this decision if you chew it. So I was like, you have the Kiso or the alcohol-fired Shay. Go forth, my child, and do what you do.
Man, look, I have always been a big fan of JNR Steam, and not just JNR, but like all the Japanese Steam choo-choos. I think they're neat. I think the culture around them's neat. It's cool to study them because they're a weird mix of like design principles and from a mechanical point of view, they're kind of a weird mix of like different design philosophies, and they're neat. And the preservation scene over there is wonderful. I have a very dear friend that lives outside of Tokyo, and he keeps me in the loop. I haven't seen him in a few years, but he came over to chase the 611 once. We got to hang out and have a couple beers. It was neat. But I have always liked Aster stuff, and the fact that they're like the predominant manufacturer of JNR live steam locomotives is fun. Man, they're just cool. I mean, alcohol fired or no, they're just neat engines because they run so smooth, and basically all of them are pretty high drivered too. So
yeah,
you can really sit there and just watch them giddy up and go. And I love them. I really do.
Yeah, I really wish that they had made. Well, actually, there is some that they made that I would honestly love, and it again fits in my motif of it's an engine that I have a personal attachment to and a memory of. So, they made at one point a model of Western Maryland Big Six, the Shay.
Yes, they did. Yes,
and
they did.
I have seen it. I've seen that model. That was actually in the office of the guy who put RC and fixed up my Mogul. And I was like, holy shit, that thing's beautiful. Now, they only made a few of them. And I'm sure that if one would pop back up on the market, it would either be heavily loved and need a lot of work, or the price would be stupid high. So, it's one of those things of if the right offer would come in, which is what I told Lord Fuzzy, is like, right now, I am okay with my live Steam Empire. I've got a Mogul with RC that runs like a frickin' Swiss watch. I have temporary custody of an AccuCraft EBT-12 in live Steam, which, while it is not my locomotive, I am taking care of it while it is under my conservatorship, if you will. And then we also have my coal-fired engine that, once that gets replaced, hopefully will not have these same issues. So, but there are a few engines that, again, if there is a personal attachment to it, meaning more than just, oh, look, pretty choo-choo, I gotta have. If I have the means to do it, probably would do it. And Western Maryland Big Six is one of them. Obviously, the bigger Ks from the Rio Grande, so the 27, 28, 36, and 37s are on that list. And that's really about it. Because, again, I don't want to just willy-nilly say, oh, well, I will buy this Regner British locomotive because I think it's neat. I don't have much of a personal attachment to British steam locomotives. But
everybody's got to have their fascination points.
Exactly.
I like everything. I think the only stuff I haven't made a big study of is Russian steam, and that's just because I look at it and go, yeah, I don't understand that. I don't get it. But probably would study if I had the.
Yeah. Solar is saying, did you ever hear the Tycho Turbo Train? I'm waiting on someone to make a mod of that. I think I know what you're talking about. I think there was someone making a meme about it recently on Facebook. So I think I've seen what you're talking about. Odd Redneck saying, Neil the Seal, need the one off government planet. No, I'm not getting whatever that Canadian Pacific or Canadian National Engine is. That is cool, but no. Grunge fan saying, turf burning model stream when? As far as I know, they have not figured out how to do like peat moss or biomass in live Steam yet. I'm sure that'll happen at some point, but that day is not today. Steamland saying, I love the Japanese. The ambassador for the UK is so invested in our culture. Awesome. And Odd Reddick saying, so a JNR runoff sake. Yes. Gary is also stopping by to say hi. Got to get some stuff done before I can fully sit down to watch and join. Awesome. And Nick from Vegas says hello. So.
Hello.
Cool. Now, the other fun thing I was telling Fuzzy is I actually have aspirations for growth on the layout. Because basically when I did this, I said, okay, the minimum curve radius on the engines I would want to have are all 8-foot diameter or 4-foot radius. Cool. Mine are all to 10 or 15s, depending on where it is on the layout, so a minimum radius is 10. Cool. I've been reading online what people are saying, well, for the bigger Ks and some of the other stuff, you really need number 6 or number 8 switches. Obviously, the bigger the switch, the easier it's going to go. There's 2 spots on my main line where string lining is a potential concern, but only when I'm going onto a sidetrack. So, like, mainline running is fine. I don't have any string line issues. But there's 2 spots that if I ever had the option for a number 6 or number 8 switch, I probably should. But considering how much I've invested in the layout in the past year, that is a future problem. Unless someone just gave me a switch and said, have fun! But we know that's not going to happen. Where was I going with this? So the other thing is, I have 2 acres of land. I have a decent amount of plot here that, even though my garden is a sizable outdoor railroad, it's not just a loop of track. There is a lower part of my yard now that if I ever wanted to have more or less like the wooden posts put into the ground and then plywood, like good pressure treated, not going to warp on you plywood, that could have a double track and a small like 2-siding yard somewhere, that could be an option, and I would force myself to have the 20-foot diameter curves. Just so that way, if Sam says, hey, I have a Livesteam GS4, I want to run it on your layout. Cool. You can run on the lower loop. And I know that some friends of the channel, Boo Mario, is like, I really love a GS4. I'm like, great. Find a place for us to run it, we'll run it. But it won't be my house currently. There are some other friends who say, well, I would love to have a big boy. Great. Find a place that has 20-foot diameter curves, and we will run it. And I'm actually going to a steam up in just about a week and a half, actually, now, down near Roanoke, Virginia, with a gentleman who has a garden railroad that's fairly sizable, and he says he mainly does, like, main 2-footer modeling, which is great, because that means he's forced to have a minimum of a 15-foot radius, or a 15-foot diameter curve. So my stuff will run without a problem. So, okay, great. I can run that,
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping, because I'm quickly learning, and I've said this before, the live Steam community is very tight-knit. And from the experiences I've had, they're also very supportive. So if they see that one of their own is having an issue, they're usually willing to be like, I was once in your shoes with a new ownership of these things. Let me give you some expertise. You can still work it to figure out how to do it on your own, but let me help guide you, or let me point you in the right direction, or if necessary, be hands-on.
See, we like that. We like that a lot.
So, that said, I'm very hopeful that that continues to be something that I encounter, and maybe I'll be invited to more live Steam fire-ups at people's homes or private clubs or that sort of thing.
Invite an angry. He'll bring a piano.
Or a coal-fired C18 when it works.
What's the difference?
Oh, it's funny because it's true. No.
Hey, Johnny, play that one about falling down the stairs. Sure thing, Johnny. Plays the video you just sent me.
Yes.
I love it.
And Odd Redneck saying, Angry Derp Timer, sake as an alcohol-fired locomotive. I do not own any alcohol-fired locomotives right now. I have General had one or two for a little bit because of the collection he ended up acquiring and then sold off a bunch of at Steam over Spencer. But the only thing with alcohol firing is, and I've said this to other people, is it's kind of like a tier system. Tier 1 is your entry-level tier. That's going to be, if you're running a locomotive, that's a smaller butane-fired engine. Level 2 is a larger butane-fired engine just because now you're dealing with potentially more moving parts, more complexities with oil firing, or, just firing in general. More TLC to it, whatever. Tier 3 is alcohol-fired because then you now have invisible flame that you're dealing with. So you hope and pray that what you actually put on fire is actually on fire, and that the fire has not spread to you and you're now dead or dying. And then tier 4 is coal fired, because congratulations, Chief, you are now running the exact thing that people have told you about. Are these all the same track? No. Okay, good. So yes, for those who are watching, this is the piggyback service mod. Because yes, what is a logging railroad without its piggyback service? Good, everyone's in agreement.
What? I was answering questions.
But,
yeah, I started with Mammods. Live Steam Mammods.
Yeah. Mammods are good. There's some smaller roundhouse locomotives that are good. Again, I got started with a 260 because that was kind of thrust upon me. And then obviously running the 282 from AccuCraft, the EBT-12. I'm going to take the 12. Well, it really depends on what I have in hand by that point. If I have the new coal-fired engine by the time I'm going to the Steam Up next week, that's going with me along with my butane 260. If I don't have the coal-fired engine at that point, I'm going to end up just running, bringing the butane 260 and the EBT-12 model. But the EBT-12 I have to probably clean the jet on it, which I now know how to do very quickly and easily. And then also potentially adjust the air collar, which I've also found out is incredibly easy. It's one of those things where you feel like, oh, I have to adjust the air collar and adjust the thing. You're like, what the F am I getting myself into? And then you do it once or twice, and you're like, oh, this is actually very simple. It's literally turning a screw, moving a thing like a millimeter or two, and then screwing it back in. So, long story short, Ragtimer's just telling you to all get into live Steam because live Steam is fun. And no, I am not getting into 7.5-inch gauge Solaris. Although I did see a couple of really cool videos about, it was either the Sacramento live steamers or no, there was one up on Vancouver Island, I think, of live Steam. They had a live Steam meetup, and the video on YouTube looked really cool. They had a Heisler in live Steam. That looked pretty awesome. So, there you go. Yeah, I've heard about tablet firing. I think that's just a much older version of firing. But, yeah. I also will say nothing but good things about Triple R Services, which is based just outside of Philadelphia. Ryan, who is the owner, is very good at fixing steam engines. The only thing is he will take his time. So I don't know if that's because of the amount of work he gets or whether it's just he's going to spend his time and get it done right the first time. But it took me, what did I did? I dropped off that engine end of January. It was done by mid-April, and I picked it up end of April. So, it's like a 3 to 4 month turnaround, but you get what you pay for. And I got a engine that runs like a Swiss watch. So, there you go.
Angry.
Yes.
2026. I'm not getting into the ride on live Steam. Angry 2028. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Angry Ragtimer YouTube channel. I just wanted to give you a tour of my new property, my 7.5-inch gauge double-track mainline CTC-equipped super elevated corner layout that I have that runs the full perimeter of my property. Yeah, and over here's my hand-fired, stoker-fed, feed water-equipped, fusion-powered, oh god, what's a flux capacitor-driven Union Pacific 8648321 with a centipede tender that we're going to go for a ride on. Thanks for being I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's going to be you.
No,
That's going to be you.
I have a bad feeling that you're not completely wrong.
Well, let me give you a good compromise. Don't do 7.5-inch gauge. What you need to do, you got your layout right now, and you enjoy it, you love it, it's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
You need one of them elevated things that's like 5-inch gauge or whatever it is. That
yeah,
because then you don't have to move any of the terrain. You just kind of build the track elevated up, and then it's just like a fence pole all the way around your property. Granted, you look goofy as hell doing it, but I mean, hey, who cares? It's your backyard.
Oh, I have been seeing more and more videos on YouTube of people who have built 7.5-inch gauge railroads around their house, and the properties that they do that in have much smaller footprints than what I have for my home. So it's just oh. I mean, I could do that, but my house is a big hill where my house is, and then it dips away. So that means I either need a lot of earthwork or a big old bridge. Neither of which is on the top of my list of I want to do. Now, I have heard rumor, and the key word is rumor, and there's a gentleman who volunteers at the railroad who apparently knows of this, but apparently in Cassville, which is west of the EBT, there is a 7.5-inch gauge railroad. So that's within a half-hour drive of me. And if that's the case, I may try to get myself invited there. So,
I love the live Steam community because it's generally a lot of boomers that are in a good mood, right? We love that. We love that for everyone. But I have had a lot of particularly nice experiences with live Steam, and what you say about the live Steam community is true. And I have seen some interesting, and I do genuinely mean interesting, Angry, are you into cars at all?
Not very. I'm very much into trains, though, if it isn't obvious.
Right. Okay. You ever go to a layout meet and see somebody's, I'm trying to say this in a really nice way, their kit bash that looks a little strange?
Yes.
Yes, for a plethora of reasons. I'm not going to be overly negative.
Yes.
I have seen some live Steam engines that are questionable, but the thing I will say is I've never been to a live Steam meet and just looked at a locomotive and went, yeah, that's going to blow up. I'm going to go over here. Because everybody involved, the thing I appreciate most is that they're concerned about safety. You know what I mean? And I really like that. Because being around a whole field full of pressure cookers that could go off that were built by guys that I don't know, for me to go, yeah, I don't feel unsafe here at all, is a miracle.
I mean, you're not wrong. There was a dude at Steam Over Spencer who hand-built a Skookum, the 2442, as in the Skookum we all know. And the thing looked a little ratchet, but it steamed very well, and it didn't have any leaks.
Nice.
So, kind of the same thing. I'm like, that is an interesting model.
Nice.
I might stay a foot away from it, but it's a very cool model.
Nice.
So
I didn't need to. I'm shopping for my fiance right now.
to get Alex their own live stream as well.
No. Alex has gotten big into NASCAR, and I've been digging around for some sheet metal for her favorite driver, and I discovered last night that despite the fact that the Cup cars have gone to non-sheet metal bodies, they are still selling like the front and rear bumpers off of some of these cars, and I'm like, I wonder if I could find one or a windshield or something, and they're not as expensive. Like the whole front end off of a race car, the whole, not the mechanical bit underneath, but the whole body front end for some of these are like $300, and I'm like, now I just need to find one for the driver I'm looking for, which is not going well. But I'm like, yeah, that'd be really cool to just have that sent to the house and be like, here it is.
It's a bumper.
It's a bumper. I can bolt it to my wall next to my Caterpillar excavator doors and my Southern Railway System signs.
There you go.
My wall's gonna fall over. All right, well, I'm gonna head off. I have got a thing later. Not gonna self-advertise, but I'm gonna go get ready, have a cup of coffee with some stuff in it, and I will see you all later.
We'll see you, Sam. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Yes. Thank you for having me, as always. You guys should like and subscribe if you're not already doing so. Liking helps out the algorithm. All of us small niche creators need all the help we can get, so drop a like. It's free, and you'll make Angry a very, well, not angry? Angry?
A happy
I don't know.
angry.
I'm getting out of here. Happy Angry. Yeah, there we go. All right. See you guys.
See you, Sam. And there he goes, off into the sunset. So, yeah. Always a pleasure having Sam here. And if you are not already subscribed to the WNCRR YouTube channel, they do cool stuff, so go check them out. Maybe even after the stream's over, maybe they'll have something going on that you could go and check out at your own freedom and discretion. So, we'll see. Have you heard of Train Mountain? Yes, I have heard of Train Mountain. Would love to go someday. Steamland. Someone also made a 7.5-inch gauge switchback. Just look at the Millbrook. The dude who runs the Millbrook Railroad is fucking weird. I've met him in person. He is a weirdo, and he creeped me out a bit. So, there you go. Jonathan Coleman saying, I'm going to go ask Ed from the Steam team to sign my HO Scale Big Boy and Heist as well. Well, cool. I will actually be seeing Heist in 2 weeks. He and I are doing some stuff together, so that'll be cool to do. So I will be going to see the Big Boy. Actually, I might be seeing the Big Boy a lot more than I wanted to, and I won't elaborate on that. Yeah, I might be dealing with the large lad in a way that was unexpected. So, there. It wouldn't be an MBR video without a derailment. Hey, I have not derailed yet in this video or stream thing. So, I am doing very well tonight, and I'm trying to keep it that way as much as I can.
Not good that you had to add yet on that.
Well, here's the thing. Some people try to very much force the issue. And then sometimes people are like, go fast and go burr. So I'm not saying that's going to happen. I just say that sometimes people force it to happen. And at that point, my hands are tied, and I just am kind of left in a scenario that I have to act. And welcome, Garion. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm working on making sure I have the mod pack moved over. Is there any changes to it?
Nope, no changes. And if you guys haven't already, Garion also has a channel that he's doing some streaming for his own logging save, so you should go check that out and subscribe. Because there's a good chance that if I'm not streaming, Garion is. And I've been able to watch quietly from the shadows on a few of the recent streams, so go check them out. They're pretty fun. Or not, I'm not your dad, but do it for the good of humanity. So, I've got
On
the
subject
Jarl.
of-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, on the subject of mods, did you see my post in staff chat from, I think it was yesterday?
Yes, maybe.
Where
Yes.
I suggested a mod?
Yes.
Okay,
I am
wasn't
definitely.
sure if you saw it.
Yeah, I haven't added it yet. As I said, I literally got back from hiking. I was like, I should probably stream because it's been a week. So, I also know that the Yellowstone is now out, and people are like, "Oh my God, the Yellowstone!"
Oh, I did see that was posted.
This is supposed to be a railroad of 282s, climaxes, and shays, and yet here we are with a 282 tank and a Jarl that has been doing our work. So, yeah. Yeah. So, am I pulling a Jay Leno with Big Chungus? No, I am not, Odd Redneck. No, I am not. Alright, so we are now leaving Sylva. We've got our pulpwood cars unloading over here, which is good. If we look at Parsons Tannery and Sylva Paperboard, we've got 33 tons unloaded, 32 tons unloaded there. The cars all have been delivered. Sylva Piggyback's waiting for a few more cars, but the good news is we've got them here at the end of the train. So that'll be good to continue and drop that off. Angry, will you be chasing Big Boy 4014? No. And there's a reason for that. I will be seeing it in Nesquehoning as part of Trip with the 2102. That also will feature the Birdman himself and a few other peoples that you've seen on Heist's streams, including C. Jane, Scotty, Jersey, and Rudy, a few other people. So I will be hanging out with them for a full weekend. That should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. That's in 3 weeks, I think. Yeah, 3 weeks. So, but we are all riding the big boy, or riding to see the big boy. But we are by no means going to chase it. And as I said, there may be an opportunity for me to be a lot closer to the big boy that I can't really discuss at the moment. But assuming it happens the way it's going to happen, yeah. We'll see. All right, let's get our cars sorted out over here. Unfortunately, the way they blocked this is all backwards to how I would have blocked it, but you know, not my call.
I swear the interchange is good at doing that.
Yeah. I'm chasing 4014 from a crop duster. No. Just put 4 wheels between the drivers. You'll have 2 mics for the price of 1. Look. I like your optimism, kid. But no. Yeah, I'm avoiding the megaphone because here's the thing. The people on the West have had a few years to get used to chasing not only 4014, but also 844 before it, and then 3985 before that. East Coast people don't know how to operate around that. So it's going to be a shitstorm where I'm expecting people to have a lot of crashes, a lot of idiots driving on the road, and I want to stay as far away as I can from that. So that way, you know, I'm not in that line of fire. So, we'll see.
Oh, I forgot we have the stock sawmill again.
Yes. So that way we have frames that can actually work. JSJ's here. What up, JSJ? Good to have you here. How's the boat? So, all right, let's get these cars sorted and arranged. And we can take our caboose with us because I definitely didn't forget about it. What about Southern 4501 in green again? So I, too, have seen all the videos of Southern 4501. It looks cool. I remember as a kid, I had a VHS tape of the NS Steam program that had 1218, 611, 4501, I think the Frisco 1522 and a few other locomotives on it from like the late 80s, early 90s, and it was always cool to watch. But it looks good. The paint looks cool. I heard that there was an issue with its maiden run where I want to see, I've heard everything from feed water heater being blocked or failing to the dry pipe collapsing. I don't know what happened. All I know is that folks at TVRM are very skilled at what they do, and they will hopefully get that sorted in the near future and back on the rails soon. So give the people at TVRM some love. Go support them, buy a ticket, buy from their gift shop, because they honestly do really cool stuff, and we should support that. Okay. So let's go ahead, tie the air in here, take this handbrake off, and unhook that, and then put that handbrake on. Okay, cool. All right, so where are these terminal boxcar tracks? Okay. Perfect. That'll work. Yeah, avoid so that I can live to see another train. Yeah, I hope to see many trains in my lifetime. So, yeah. Nick from Vegas asking if you had to 4014 Horseshoe or 4014 Reading or stub your pinky toe on a pool noodle, which would you choose? I mean, I'm going to see 4014 on the Reading. So I guess I have to choose getting my toast hit by the pool noodle. So, have I made plans to see the T1? Dude, the T1's not even done yet. Same thing with the K4. How can I go see a locomotive that is not done yet? Also, the people at the Broad Top are well connected to the people at Altoona. So you bet your sweet butt, the moment we know about the K4, we will probably be able to come see it early. It's a perk of the job. So, and JSJ, sorry to hear you didn't have a chance to go boating this weekend. But hopefully the weather is now good enough that you can do that on a moment's notice. So, what about 576 in Nashville once it's done? Look, there's a lot of steam locomotives that would be cool to see once they're done. But if they're not done yet, I'm not making plans to go see them. Ragtimer, do you happen to have a public mod list? All the mods I'm using are on Nexus mods. I think for the most part, every mod we're using is public on this save. I'll have to double
I
check
thought
that.
there was something that was private.
Oh, it's
Or
the
did the
oh yeah,
shades
it's
get
the engine
released?
mods. It's the engine mods from Luna that are private right now. I think that was it. Yeah. So.
And don't mind that message in the top left. I hit a rock.
Oh. You hit the rock.
Yep.
Nice. I'm thinking we should
somebody-
probably scrap that rock. As cool as it is, it's just a one-off little thing.
Somebody left the switch set going towards it, and I didn't realize.
Yeah. I could use my YouTube status to help create publicity. I mean, I could, but I have a very, very small channel compared to some. Like, if you were to compare my channel to Heiss's, I am very small time. Do I ever want to hit the big time on the channel? I mean, you know, it would be cool, but my goal is not to be a YouTube streamer full time. It's to be having YouTube as a side hustle that I do that's fun to do. Maybe makes me a little money on the side. Helps to fund some of the live Steam shenanigans and other things that I do. But, you know, not replace my income or anything else. And certainly, I do not have the pull to get the status that some people have. I'd rather be friends with those people so I can piggyback off of their minor YouTube celebrity status and go from there. And it's now going to take me forever and a day to get my brakes back up. Hooray. And Mean Metal Mike saying Southern 722 will be staying in Green at Great Smoky Mountain. That'll be cool. I do need to go down there and ride that at some point. All right, let's...
Is that the railroad that's on the Murphy branch?
That is the Murphy Branch Railroad, the real Murphy Branch Railroad. One day. One day. All right, let's go back, get that caboose, and then we can caboose ourselves out of here. You can't scrap the rock. The pioneers rode those babies for miles, but it's not a Mikado. It's not a Climax. It's not a Shay. It's a fun little joke of a locomotive, but, you know, we can't reasonably expect us to run with rocks. Otherwise, we'd hit rock bottom. Well, it went from being 10 Celsius outside to 30 Celsius in the span of 3 days. Yeah, that sounds like you got good weather now. Or very hot weather, at least. Don't you dare scrap the rock. But, JSJ, what purpose do we have for the rock? Honestly, what purpose do we have for the rock? All right. Exactly, I'm not a bus foamer. Have I been to the Illinois Railroad Museum? I have, but not when it's open. Friend of the channel and someone you might recognize, Pancake Locomotive Works, is a volunteer at IRM, and he got me in a few years ago to see some of the stuff on the day they were closed. Also ran into an FRA inspector that day. That was interesting. But, yeah. So... All right, next up is Dillsboro, so we'll get those deliveries made. And then we can come back to get more logging stuff going. And for those of
Logging
you who
stuff
are
is
watching
what I'm
right
working
now,
on up here.
what was that, Garion?
I said logging stuff's what I'm working on up here. I'm switching around the log cars to get the ones that are empty out of the way.
Excellent. And for those of you who are watching, thank you. I appreciate it. As Sam said earlier, small channel, but a very dedicated and loyal viewer base. We appreciate everyone who comes to check out what we're up to. If you are new to the channel, though, please do consider liking the streams and subscribing. Liking the stream, just hitting that thumbs up button really helps with the YouTube algorithm, which can either be notoriously good or notoriously unhelpful to small channels, depending on how the algorithm wants to play that day. So simply hitting the like button really helps me out. And for those of you who are channel members, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate the love and support. Again, channel members do get access to the videos and shorts that are posted on the channel early. There's currently content going through the middle of July. So if you want to see like a month and a half's worth of content early, that's up on the YouTube channel now if you're a channel member. So go check them out. Okay, how do I want to do this? I'm going to have to Dutch drop all these in. Yeah. Dillsboro engine, sir. Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. So let's cut these off. Cut that off. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's like I'm clutch or something. Cool. Hey, Dillsboro Engine Service delivery car, stop rolling. We don't want you to roll. Yeah, that is toasty, Steam Lance. That is very hot. I'm just thankful that it'll be 76 degrees Fahrenheit here tomorrow and not rainy. So that means I can work outside on the Garden Railroad.
Not rainy is the most important part of that, 'cause it feels like it's been raining for a month.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot. The nice thing is we're not in a drought where I am. I don't know about you, but where you are, but at least down here, we're not in a drought condition. So at least what we have is what we have.
I haven't heard of us being in a drought, but they usually will say we're in a drought even when we shouldn't be.
Yeah, but it certainly feels with all the rain we've been getting, we're fine. So. Hush, JSJ. We do not need the rock to do switching at Dillsboro.
Hey, it could be worse. We could send one of the Shays or Climaxes down there to do the switching.
God, that would be painful. Okay, so this Dillsboro engine service delivery. Where is that?
Probably near the engine shop.
Okay, so then we will cut that off and throw it in as well, and hope and pray that it goes to the right spot. Okay. Look, a Heisler is a better switcher, but we do not currently have a Heisler in game. So, for those of you who are saying, oh, just got a Heisler. What Heisler? And
I've
JSJ,
not
I'm
heard
sorry
of
to hear
anybody
that.
even looking at making one. And so if anybody knows of one, tell us.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And $25 from Odd Redneck. This is for your dream Shay. Well, thank you, Odd Redneck. Thanks to your support of $25, we only have, let me do the math here. $2,120 more to go. Ha 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 ha. Honestly, I'd rather wait for the West Side Shay that they said's coming. So for those who are not aware, one day, General, myself, and a few other people were... Okay, that's not bad. We're kind of raving about the fact that I still hadn't gotten my coal-fired engine, but AccuCraft was already teasing their next stuff coming, which includes a whole nother set of passenger cars for... the Rio Grande, like Jackson and Sharp coaches, and then a few things in like 1 to 32 and 1 or 7/8 that I'm not really interested in. And then like, oh yeah, we're also making West Side 12 in butane, coal, and electric. So I was like, oh, well, damn it, I really would love a Shay in live steam. Because the thing is, AccuCraft does make Shays in live steam. They make the little 13-ton Class A Shay. They've made 2-truck and 3-truck Shays for like Michigan Lumber Company, I think. But they're kind of on the ugly side. The 2-truck Shays are cool, but they're not anything that I have any personal attachment to. But the West Side engines I do have an attachment to because I saw them while I rode the Georgetown Loop at the Colorado Railroad Museum, and I've ridden behind them both at Roaring Camp and at Yosemite Mountain Sugar Pine. So, again, it then categorizes itself into the, oh, I have some sort of personal attachment. It's not just getting a locomotive for the sake of that. I think it said in the back, courtesy loaner. Oh, my God. Yes. Steam Lance is saying the 2-truck AccuCraft 3-cylinder Shay has pulled 250 pounds. Has it? I want to see the math on that there, Chief, because that would be really cool if that's the case. Odd Redneck saying whatever your dream was earlier with Sam. Okay, for those who might not have heard the story before, I'll repeat it one more time. But basically, the day that I sent my angry email and started to shame AccuCraft online for sending me a bunk locomotive, basically, I had a dream that night that was more or less along the lines of like, oh, hey, I'm in this beautiful brick and stone building in downtown Baltimore that has been turned into a live steam repair facility. And I went in and I said, I've got this coal-fired engine. It's having a lot of problems. Yeah, we'll get it fixed up for you. And they put it on the workbench. They start going, and there's a lot of beautiful windows that face out to the street and towards the bay. And like, okay, well, since we have your engine in the shop, would you like a loaner? Like, a loaner? Yeah. And they kind of let me wander the halls a little bit because there's just shelves upon shelves of live steam engines. And I come across the freaking AccuCraft 13-ton Class A Shay, which once again is being put in the chat for people to see just because that's the easiest way to to do that. Yeah, I basically was like, oh, well, here's the thingamabobber. So now I've got a loaner steam engine while mine's in the shop. And then afterwards, like, well, also we have the live steam 7.5-inch gauge stuff out running tonight. Do you want to go ride it? Oh, yeah. So then I just start riding that for a while and being like, whee! And then I woke up from the dream. So I had a dream that involved me picking up one of these shays. So, am I seriously considering buying one? No, because I am not really in the market for a new one yet, and I also want to make sure that the coal engine I get from AccuCraft works before I even consider getting another engine. But, yeah, that was in my dream. And like we said with Sam earlier, there are a few engines that are currently in my... If one popped up, I would be very hard-pressed to not get it status. And that usually is more of the Rio Grande Ks that I would really love to have. But there's no... they're not very common to find for sale. So, kind of a, if you see it, you jump on it move. But, yeah. Alrighty. So, Jarl is now rolling on the other side of Coe Hill, heading downhill with our 26-car train. We have way too much power for what we need for this. I would rather have a Mikado. But, yeah. But we'll get down to the sawmill, and then we'll have plenty to do at the sawmill because we're bringing a whole bunch of cars that need to be thrown in. We also have stuff we need to run up to up to Ela Bridge to continue building to Bryson, so we can then expand to the Walker branch again. So,
I don't remember. Do we have scrapulation on this one?
We do.
Well, if we're thinking about scrapping the rock, we can wait till that's unlocked to do that.
Perfect. We will get all of the scrap value we can from the rock. Yes, JSJ, that. You know, the one that I posted in our other server about, and I forgot to tag you being like, you should. It'd be funny. Oh, yeah, there is a video of an AccuCraft Shay hauling 250 pounds. Jesus. Sell the Jarl and buy a Mikado. Just swap the tender from the Jarl and put it on the mic. I do not have that tender swap mod on, so, we can still scrap the Jarl, get all the parts for it, but, yeah. And Sean Desjardins, it's okay. This game is very easy to not get very far into and then either restart or get frustrated or whatever. It do be like that sometimes.
And that's the fun of this game, is you don't have to get very far into it for it to be fun.
Yes. Yeah. And Thorn43210 celebrating 16 month of membership saying so many months. Well, thank you. As I said, the channel members are awesome. You help support my fun little hobby here. So I certainly appreciate any love and support that you guys decide to give. God, I feel like I'm very hungry, but at the same time, I know I'm not. So, because I did my hike this morning, how many steps did I do? According to my app, I have done somewhere around 16,000 steps today. So, my body is feeling it, Mr. Krabs. And I definitely burned through my breakfast, which was a breakfast sandwich and a 3-pack of chocolate chip cookies. For lunch slash early dinner, me and Lord Fuzzy ended up at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and we got some wings and some fries. So I feel like I've had plenty of food today, but I also am starting at that point of like, man, I could eat again. Except I don't have much food in my house right now. It's Memorial Day, and all the places I would order from are closed. So sad life, I know. And Scout the Clone animation saying there's an M3 out. Define M3. I don't know what the model is.
Is that the Yellowstone?
I think that's probably what they're talking about. And Sheep at a Cart saying Malay feels too big for these routes. Yes, remember this railroad was supposed to be Mikados, Shays, and Climaxes. So my plan is we're going to park the Jarl in Whittier once we get up there. And that way the Mikado can pull the train. Because right now we have a small Mikado, but we could get a big Mikado, and that could definitely get us a little more oomph.
I don't remember which ones they are, but there is a couple on the used market.
That's right. We haven't looked at the used market yet. So let's see. As far as Mikados, there is an S51 Heavy Mikado that's at 79%, but the repair cap's at 80 for $12,000. So there's that. We have a logging Mikado, but we already own a logging Mikado. We have... Looks like those are the only Mikados we have. And then we do have a number of freight cars we could use. So...
Did we get a tank car yet? I don't remember.
I think we ordered a tank car. I'm pretty sure we have a tank car. Odd Redneck, I did have a protein shake after the workout, and then I almost feel like I should have like either a protein shake or a protein bar for dinner. That might be the call. But
I do not see a tank car in our equipment list.
Oh. Why is my HUD so small? Because that's how I like it, and that's how it is. Am I planning on playing with the cement mod in Sylva? I have seen it. I've not really looked into it very far. I worry it would get to the same level as the steel mill mod and just become a frame drainer. And this one is supposed to be mainly a logging and through traffic save, but obviously some of that's already been thrown out the window, so we'll see.
Have we ever done a logging save that stayed logging for the whole time?
No, we have not, because we usually end up with some form of coal or other goodies that get in our way. My coal is not low. I only have 22.5 tons of it right now, so we're fine. You know, I just realized I never checked any of the cars on this train to see if any of them are oiled. So, how bad is this? So far, oh, that car's bad. But we're almost to our destination, so we'll fix it there. That's bad. That's fine. Oh, that's bad. Well, I guess when we get to Whittier, we're going to be oiling this train and hoping we do not get a hot box in the meanwhile. What is my per axle mode and why are all my bridge engineers screaming? They don't worry about them. Yeah, I've seen the Lego cross traffic mod. I think it'll be interesting to see, but we don't have a interchange on the other end of the line. So,
What is that caboose you have?
that is the Huntington and Broadtop Mountain caboose,
Ah, okay.
aka
And
the Love Shack.
I counted 3 cars that are under 25% oil.
Correct. You got 2 P-43s with Jarl tenders pulling your 14-car passenger train. That just seems like overkill. Jesus. Okay. I am going to come into the yard.
I'm on Connolly Creek, so I'm out of the way. Assuming the yard you're talking about is Whittier.
Yes. Dang it, I missed the switch. Well, while I'm here, might as well oil the train. Since it's going to take me a minute anyways to recharge the... Oh, the brakes are recharged already. I guess, yeah, having a shorter train does allow the brakes to recharge better. Yeah, the Weyerhaeuser locomotive would be cool to have. So... Hot boxes only exist if you believe in them. I believe in many things. I believe in a thing called love. I believe in the flying spaghetti monster, and I believe in trains. Trains of massive size that overpower everything in its way. Okay, we're almost to the back of the train. Yeah, look at all that oil. Oil! Solaris, that does sound like an interesting combination. And Steamlance was doing more trainee signaling the other day at the Bala Lake Railway. Awesome. Do the thing, people. Volunteer at your local Heritage Railroad.
Are we planning to use Scrapalatia to work on making money?
Yes.
There's an engine on the used market for less than $1,000 that scrap value is over 6,000. The S23 switcher. I don't know if we want to buy it now and then we can scrap it once we get to Bryson.
That sounds like a plan. I just bought it.
And then there's also a 2001 class rebuilt 10-wheeler, $1,238 price. That's $6,650 scrap value.
Is that the T16 or is that
It's like next to last on the list of their steam locomotives. It's called 2001 class rebuilt.
Oh, I see it here. Okay, both of those are bought because we have the money for it.
Yeah, those will be good money back on those. It might take a few days, but at least we'll get some good money out of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to be that guy who drops off the cars in Whittier and then takes the rest of the train up to Ela. I think that's going to make the most sense.
That's fine. When I come back down the hill from dropping these cars off, I'll work on delivering the stuff that goes to the sawmill.
Perfect. Shouldn't the tender have 8 axles? Maybe not worry about it?
I took the empty log cars up the mountain so they can start filling back up.
Nice. Do you have the Mikado? Sir Gary and the Wise, do you have a Mikado?
No, I'm in a diesel.
Then where the hell's our... Oh, it's on the on the passenger train. That's right. Well, the passenger train's getting scuttled. For at least the moment.
Solaris, there are mods for that, but we do not have any installed.
Don't worry, I do not have any plans to have a turbine as a locomotive on the line. Dang it, Odd Redneck, you need a caboose to run on the passenger train and call it Hard Place. That way you use the rock to run passenger service. Ah. Oh, look. Kenosha went and nothing happened. Hooray. Sir Schmuck saying, what did I miss? You missed Odd Redneck and JSJ planning to do the shimmy dance for us, recording it and putting it in the Discord. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to move the rock back. Silly rock. Okay. So there we go. The logs are unloading. Excellent. At the sawmill. Okay. All right, let's scuttle the pasture train back in the yad. And that way we can run some freight with Mikado, which was the goal of the railroad. JSJ, you heard right. You and Odd Redneck are going to have to do a shimmy dance. If you want, get the big mic since you still haven't gotten the Shay. I thought you meant for the other Shay. The Garden Railroad Shay. I heard the diesel.
Yep, I'm coming down off, just coming down off the Y. Should I take the main line to get to the other end of the yard?
No, I'll be out of your way by the time you get down here.
Well, I'm literally coming off the Y right now.
Yeah, I'll be out of your way. Okay. What's that pinging, Sal? Don't worry about that. I'm definitely not up to something nefarious. Hello.
You know, there's some passengers on board, at least a couple of the cars.
They'll live. I tried out the new Appalachian Railway mod that was showcased on WNCR. That mod is not released yet, and I have not been sent any information about it, so...
I think he's asking if you're going to once it is released.
Maybe. You know, it's not something I'd be opposed to, but...
I assume you verified you're good on coal and water in that locomotive?
I am fixing that right now, actually.
Steamlands, you should know by now that will never happen.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get this locomotive completely reloaded.
Do we still have the Walker mods on the Sawmill by Bryson?
No Sawmill by Bryson, but the Walker mods are still there.
That answer your question, Steamlands? That's a good question. I don't know if there is anything logging-wise past Bryson.
Okay. I mean, there are technically the cars, or that is it Hemingway that has a siding for that stuff?
Not sure. I so rarely go past Bryce, and I don't know what is and isn't down there.
Oh, we have no coal in here. Well,
Oh, radical.
we are waiting for a hopper to be delivered. It looks like.
I think we have it out to be.
It's
filled.
out to be
We're just
filled,
waiting
yeah.
on it to come back. Wow, I forgot the sawmill is only SO1 and SO2, not SO1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, some stuff is much easier than it was before.
Yeah, Steamlines, we're also trying to limit which mods we keep just for the sake of FPS.
Yeah. Yeah, and certainly if other logging mods get created, you know, definitely, you know, interested in seeing what they are, but, you know, it is what it is. Time to turn the mic into a wood burner. Look, if it burns wood, it'll do what it needs to do. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for your patience here, folks, while we get this done. All right. Time to roll up to Ela for our next stop here. And thankfully, I have enough coal and water to get me there and back.
Well, if we end up burning too much coal, you guys will have to use the rock to move stuff around.
Look, if the rock has to be pulled into play, the rock will be pulled into play. I think it's funny, but, yeah. Oh, I just heard uncoupling, and I thought that was me for a moment.
Nope, that was me delivering the last cars to the sawmill already.
Alrighty. So I actually thought about that steam lance. I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting if we took out the old sawmill and replaced it with the one over in Bryson? Now we are changing the dynamic of the railroad. I thought about that. I'm not sure if that's what we want to do right now, but it is an idea for if we want to call an audible. We would just have to then turn off the one at Whittier. But at the same time, we're also trying to make the save be the one that is FPS friendly. So that's the hope, at least. But yeah. Personal preferences: the Bryson sawmill being away from the main line allows a more logging railroad feel. Somewhere in a railway enthusiast of his in the 50s to record on color film. I think it would be cool to put it not at like Gov Island, but like kind of again like near Walker, but like away from Walker at the same time. Maybe a different spot than what Woodward Wilson made for it. But yeah, we'll see. Ever use charcoal brackets for a steamer? So I've been using charcoal for the live steam engine. Which actually, that reminds me, I need to crush more of that up into small bits. I need like a outdoor working table that I can like hit stuff with a hammer on. Which sounds like a pita to do, but I just need like what was it? There's a before I installed the turntable, I had a 12 by 12 by 1 masonry stone, and that worked great for having a surface to break charcoal on. But now that that's installed, I don't have a good surface for it. I don't have like a big sheet of plywood. I don't have like something else, so I almost need like either a folding table or something that I can just beat stuff with a hammer on, which is overkill, but I just needed to break down charcoal briquettes, and that way it could be in little crushed pieces for me to use for my steam engine. Okay, let me slow down for this curve because I would rather not die. Slow down, train. There we go. Couldn't you just get an old blender off Facebook Marketplace to... Odd Redneck, that is not the worst idea I've ever heard. It's a unique idea. So... I just also enjoy beating things up with a hammer occasionally. Okay.
Steam Lance is 30,200.
So a decent size Mikado. Okay, so we have Ela Farm Supply and then Ela Bridge Site cars. So we can drop those in and then take care of the rest.
And of course, you're on the wrong end to deliver the bridge cars.
Though I expected I would have to run around them when I got here, so...
You can always Dutch drop them.
That's the plan, is I'm going to do what I need to.
Would it be Dutch drop, or is that just kicking? I forget which one's which direction.
Dutch drop is when you like drop it while you're in motion and you go around it. Kicking is when you just push it and release. Food processor would be better. Blender will turn it into dust. Maybe I should go find like an antique store and see if they have like an old food processor that I can Alrighty. And I know people have also been asking, both in the comments and just in general, hey, didn't you say there was another industry here at Ela? So yes, this building here is a barrel works that once we get to Bryson, we can start unlocking. There's a progression system with it. It used to, we had it at one point and then we uninstalled it because it conflicted with the Kirkland mods. But now that we're not running Kirkland, we're going to try it and see how this does go for us. So... we'll see. Okay. And now we do another Dutch drop. Let's get this going to like 10 miles an hour. Perfect. Cars are away. Switch is thrown. And those should now roll to their final destinations. Yeah. Hey, Angry, ever heard of rail bobsled just like the other day one, but using 7.5-inch gauge rail cars? Why? That just sounds like a time. Alrighty. And for those who are wondering about the found meme, that is now in our Discord server, which, believe it or not, we have a Discord server. And it's actually been getting slightly busier in there. I know it's not the most poppin' place, but people seem to be chatting in there more, which I love. If you're not a member of the Discord, consider joining the Discord. I just put the link in both Twitch and YouTube for you if you want to check it out. It does occasionally also get you pictures of stuff that I'm doing that I don't post everywhere else, so... So joining in there. There's also a group looking for groups. So if you are playing Railroad or other train games or just any game in general and you're looking for someone to join, maybe you'll find a group of people that you'll be able to play with. Solaris, you are correct. I do like roller coasters. However, I will not be going to a theme park anytime soon because, again, trying to be conservative with my spending and stuff. And right now I'm focusing on the final bit of credit card debt I have and then building up a nest egg to help with other things. Plus, of course, I need to buy more dirt for the Garden Railroad. So, priorities. As much as I would love to be at a theme park in the near future, not currently. Okay. All right, we'll get this pushed into position up here.
Everything is delivered in Whittier.
Perfect. Amazing. When we don't have 10 billion cars, things actually seem to work better for us. We can actually get stuff done on time. Solaris, yes, I have heard that Dollywood is converting their steam fleet to oil. And ultimately, that's going to be what has to happen for a lot of steam locomotives, just because of the nature of the business, both with fire dangers, because the climate's getting drier, and risk of fire danger, cost of coal, etc. And I ask this question: would you rather have an engine converted from coal to oil and allow it to continue running, or would you just say, tough shit, no more coal, and now your steam locomotive just stuffed and parked in a museum somewhere? Because for me, I'd rather have the engines running. You can fuss all you want about, this engine never was an oil burner, like the Rio Grande K's or other stuff. And guess what? That sucks. But it's the question of, would you rather have a steam locomotive operate, or would you just be like, yeah, no? So Odd Redneck, no, your opinion is invalid. You would not like a fake train running in diesel.
Doesn't the big boy run on oil as well?
Yes, the big boy has also been converted to oil, and I will assume that 3985 and 8844, if they're not already oil, will be in oil when they run again. And Steamland saying one of the S-160s on the North Yorkshire Moors is now on oil. Their 210 WD locomotives being converted, and number 9 on the Vale of Rydal has been converted back. Furky, Dollywood. I don't know the logistics of can you use the French fry oil for your steam locomotives? Because I've heard various things. Like I think the what is it? The Grand Canyon Railroad, weren't they running on like vegetable, like reused like fryer oil or something like that for a while? You know, I don't know the logistics of how well that works versus doesn't, but if you can find a way to reuse the oil and not have it be a complete pollutant and everything else, you know, cool. Because I'd rather have steam locomotives that operate rather than and have them burn unique fuels if that means they can continue operating at the same boiler pressure, same pulling power, that sort of thing. Because steam's unique. It's not like it used to be 50, 60, 80 years ago where there were a bunch of them running around. They're rare now. So, and exactly, if something should change and coal becomes more affordable and whatever, you know, you can switch it back. It's not the end of the world.
Do we have any working engines down near Sylva?
We have the 282 tank is currently down there.
Alright, because I'll work on pulling the scrap engines out of the interchange so that they're not there the next time interchange happens.
Okay.
You know which number that is?
That is number 7, I believe. It's the one that's on the passing siding at the Sylva train depot. Or Sylva engine house. Or no, but you know what I mean.
Yep, I found it.
Cool.
I guess Dillsboro is probably our closest yard to put those in.
Yeah, and we should consider, I don't think we've upgraded the Dillsboro yard yet to have the 3-track yard. I don't know if we need to. Because Dillsboro is not as big of a point that we use ever. It seems like we just get those tracks and then we have those tracks for no reason.
Well, now that we're using the vanilla Sylva interchange, maybe we'll end up using them a little bit. I'd say we can hold off on getting them till we know we need them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know the Grand Canyon's running recycled oil. You know, the Cumbres and Toltec's not opening for a few more weeks because of the fire danger. Because they basically have a chart or some sort of mathematics that say if a, depending on how dry it is, how the fire danger is, even with a diesel, they are on a very, like, warning list of it's too dry to run a train. You know, if it's happening there, it might happen other places. I certainly hope they get a good monsoon season and it gets wetter so they can run coal and oil or diesel. But you got to think, for that railroad, that means now they have several weeks of no income because they can't run the trains, they can't sell stuff from the gift shop. The people who are relying on their jobs now don't have work, so they either have to do alternative jobs on the railroad, which, you know, no offense, but someone working in the gift shop probably doesn't have machining or welding skills. Or, you know, do you put those people on track work, but then can you even run a train for track work, you know? You know, think about it on just the point of, like, a job. So, you know, I certainly hope that that situation gets resolved because I would love the Cumbres and Toltec to keep running. They were just rated the #1 best scenic train ride in North America by USA Today, and I believe it is rightfully deserved for them. They have a beautiful railroad, all the original freight cars, the structures, all of that. It's comparable to the EBT. But if they can't run, no one can ride. So, you know, it's unfortunate, and I certainly hope that things improve for them. And you're right, Odd Redneck. Rail speeder rides would sell, but then again, you have to think of, you know, how many people can you put on a speeder? 2? 3? Are you paying the guy who's running the speeder? How much fuel is the speeder using? What's the cost of fuel? Because if you're paying a guy to run the speeder with 2 or 3 people on it, unless you're charging stupid money on that thing, you might be losing money on that. You know, I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom on it, but it's just the fact of the matter is that's what it is. Yeah, Solaris. A lot of railroads are doing rail bikes. That could be the way to, get some railroads some income, because then you are worrying on people power. The only thing you have to worry about in that case is, okay, are the people being smarter or are they being dumb? Because are they smoking on it? And if a cigarette goes up the side of the car, does that then mean, stuff's happening? So, all right, I'm going to park number 3 in the yard for a moment, and then I'm going to quickly step away. Rail bikes in Saltillo when? The problem is the rail bikes we got are standard gauge, not narrow gauge. So we can't run them in Saltillo. Maybe if we regauge them.
Have you looked at the locomotives that we bought for scrap yet?
I have not. That was going to be my next stop once I get number 3 in the yard out of the way here.
Let's just say one of them looks a little interesting.
Okay.
And I changed the name on the side of them to say scrap, so that if we see them, we know, oh, these were ones we bought for
These
scrap.
are the scrap engines. Got it. EV speeders? Maybe. But then you have to worry about how long the battery life is on those things. Are they reliable? Are they not reliable? I'm not trying to be like the doom and gloom guy here, but I'm just trying to be the realistic. When you... I have to say, and this is going to come out very snooty of me, when you know what it takes to operate a railroad, these are the things you have to worry about. Just a fact of the matter. String up the lines and do what the Swiss did in World War II and convert the steamers to resistance heat. Yeah, no. No. All right. I'm going to step away for a quick moment here. So we're going to focus on Garion on my camera view. So, where is Garion?
I'm in the 7.
Garion's in the 7, which I cannot. No, they're there. All right, let's take a quick look. Oh, 2001's missing some stuff. Interesting. And the number 10.
Looks like it's designed off of one of the live Steam I've seen you guys using.
Yeah, it kind of does look like with the cab roof off. That's kind of funny.
And it's a 10-wheeler, so I wonder if it's something that General would love.
He might. So that comes another question. But General's not here to defend himself right now. I think he's still driving back from visiting his folks this weekend. But I'm going to step away for one quick moment here. We're going to follow Garion as Garion does Garion things. So I'll be right back.
Odd Redneck, I think to use GG1s, they would have to build GG1s. So I don't think any still exist.
Look, the Tank Mikado sheep in a cart, it's small, it has limited fuel, but it does the job. Also, hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
No, Odd Redneck, we are not using GG once. All right. So, let's take a little bit of an overview of the railroad, because that might then dictate what we do next here.
Oh, there's no yard at all in Dillsboro.
That's what I'm saying. There's no yard at all. We just have the main line.
I thought there was like one track.
Nope.
Well, then I guess I'm leaving these in Sylva somewhere.
I guess on the passing siding, maybe at the station.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so we have, looks like one paperboard car that's about to go, which is the hopper full of coal. We're starting to get our pulpwood cars to empty, which is fine. The other cars down here are all in various states of loading or unloading. And we always know that these cars go quickly, so, you know, 'tis what it is. Up at Sylva Interchange itself, there are no cars waiting to go because everything up there is outgoing currently. If we then head along the railroad, everything at Sylva's delivered, everything at Dillsboro's delivered, nothing's flipped over there. We've got one car that could go to the interchange right now at Whittier, but otherwise most stuff is doing its thing. As we saw at Whittier itself, the sawmill is currently doing its thing. It's sucking up logs. It's slowly going through the logs. I thought it would honestly pull them a lot faster because the sawmill's at tier 3. Oh, I guess it is almost at capacity.
In mind, I did take a bunch of cars back up the mountain already, so it went through a lot already.
Yeah, so it currently has 37.6 logs in storage. That's not including all the stuff on the line. So it's almost full, but not all full. And then it has 105 tons of outgoing dimensional lumber that is waiting to be loaded on the cars. And then if we look up Conley Creek, there's one car that's ready to go there, one car there. We're kind of at a point now where we have to either advance time or just run passengers for a bit.
Have we done a passenger run yet today?
I don't know if we have or not, but I guess... what engine do we want? Should we take
Maybe we should do one passenger run and then fast forward time?
That might make sense here. Let's see. Alright, we're going to stick this caboose somewhere. Okay, there's that. I really should have probably just dropped that car while we were backing up to the train. But, yeah.
What are we going to run a caboose on each end?
No, because that would be a very cursed consist, and I don't want that. So the Love Shack will get shoved somewhere. I mean, I could 050 it, but... Where the heck are we going to run this caboose to? Oh, I know where we'll shove it. Okay. Because the nice thing is if we do run the passenger train, then I can fill up on coal down at Dillsboro. Put it on the log bunks. All right, go caboose, go. I believe in you.
And
Okay.
there's nobody here waiting to go to Ella.
Well, I'm going to turn the train around.
Well, we have passengers going to Ella on the train already.
Yeah, we
so
do.
maybe we should go to Ella.
So we should go to Ella, and then we'll just do a round trip to and from Ella, and then that'll probably both get us to where we need to time-wise for the stream. And then, yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll also say while we have this little bit of dull time before kicking off this pasture train, we will have probably one more live stream this week. I don't know when yet. I'm hoping to do or go back to like 2 streams a week. But right now, my focus has been on Garden Railroad and Broadtop stuff. So, obviously, work has to come first. But we're through a busy early part of our season, obviously with Memorial Day weekend and a few other things. So, now that we're back to that, then, hopefully should have a little bit more time to do stuff. We'll see how true that holds, but we'll see. I'm just going to even highball through Whittier here.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm back, but I'm guessing we're just about done. So
Yeah.
I'm going to step out because I got to go help with something.
Yep. So what we're going to do, folks, is since we have been streaming for about 2 hours here, once we get down to Ela, we'll go ahead and shut off the night. So that way next time, first thing we'll do is get the pasture train off and rolling, and then we'll advance time. So thank you, Gary, and for joining. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Sweet.
Good night, everybody.
So just a couple of reminders here while we back this train up. As I said, we'll do another stream later this week. I'm hoping to get some work done on the Garden Railroad over the next few days, so I'll be posting some stuff for that on the channel. So again, channel members, you will have first access to that, so please do consider becoming a channel member if you're not already. We're almost to 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you to everyone who's been subscribing. We'll have to do something special once we hit 8,000. So if you're not a member or not a subscriber yet, please do consider doing so. And yeah, summer's here. Summer fun. Summer trains. So as we approach Ela here, we'll shut down. But thank you everyone for watching. Again, if you're new here, please hit the like button. Share the video with a friend. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you again to our channel members. You guys are awesome, both on YouTube and Twitch. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.